You know, in the history of sports, you get these rivalries that just define an entire generation. They become more than a competition, right? They turn into these legendary stories. And today, we're going to dive into one of the greatest ever told.
See, there was a time when two names just echoed across the entire world of football: Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. For more than a decade, they didn't just play the game, they were the game.
So, our story kicks off with the first of our two main characters. And he wasn't just seen as a great player. No, no. He was seen as a miracle of nature, like pure natural born magic. That would be Lionel Messi. Born in Rosario, Argentina, he was this quiet, kind of shy kid who just had this supernatural gift. From the time he could walk, the ball just seemed glued to his feet. It was unreal. And get this, a growth hormone deficiency almost ended his career before it started. But Barcelona stepped in, paid for the treatment, and basically saved his future. And how did Messi repay them? Well, he chose to do all his talking on the field, with a language of impossible dribbles, perfect passes, and just breathtaking goals. Watching him was like watching an artist. And that really gets to the heart of what makes him so different. It's like Messi doesn't just play football, he feels it. Every single move, every touch, it all seems to come from a place of pure gut instinct. Okay, but every great story needs an equally powerful counterpart, right? So enter Messi's polar opposite, a man who became a living, breathing symbol of relentless, unbelievable hard work. Cristiano Ronaldo. Coming from the small island of Madeira in Portugal, his story was totally different. He wasn't born with that same effortless magic. But what he did have was this insane hunger and just this unbreakable belief in himself. Through pure grit and dedication, he literally forged his body into a perfect athletic weapon. And then he went out and proved he was the best, not in one league, but everywhere. England, Spain, Italy, you name it. His entire philosophy, his entire being, can be summed up in his own words: talent without hard work is nothing. For Ronaldo, that wasn't just some catchy quote, that was his life's code. So you've got these two titans, these two completely different philosophies of greatness. It was only a matter of time before they were going to clash on the biggest stage of them all. And that stage was El Clásico. Messi became the absolute heart and soul of Barcelona, while Ronaldo was the power and the relentless drive of Real Madrid. They weren't just players anymore. They were icons, representing two of the biggest clubs on the planet. And let me tell you, when these two went head-to-head, it wasn't just a football match. It was a global event. The entire world would literally stop to watch. On one side, you had pure, unadulterated magic. On the other, raw, unfiltered passion. This was a clash of two completely different paths to greatness, playing out right there on the field for all of us to see. Now, a rivalry this epic is, of course, also measured in numbers. So let's break down some of their incredible achievements, shall we? Okay, so when you look at the Ballon d'Or, the award for the best player in the world, Messi has the edge. But then you look at the Champions League, which is Europe's biggest prize, and Ronaldo comes out ahead. And what about on the international stage? Well, they've both reached the absolute pinnacle for their countries. Messi finally lifting that World Cup and Ronaldo conquering Europe with the Euro Cup. I mean, the debate right here is just endless. But beyond all the stats, beyond all the trophies, there's a much deeper truth to this incredible story. See, they weren't enemies, they were catalysts. They pushed each other to heights that honestly neither probably could have reached alone. Think about it. Without Ronaldo's constant challenge, would Messi have been so consistently brilliant for so long? And without Messi setting a seemingly impossible standard, would Ronaldo have worked so hard to try and surpass it? The truth is, they needed each other. Which, of course, brings us to the one question that has dominated football for the last 15 years. After everything, who is the greatest of all time? Who is the GOAT? Well, the answer isn't a single name. It's really a reflection of what you personally value most in greatness. If you're drawn to that natural magic, that quiet brilliance, and the beauty of making the whole team better, then Messi is your GOAT. But if you're inspired by superhuman hard work, undeniable leadership, and just raw, unstoppable power, then Ronaldo is your guy. But maybe the real answer is the most beautiful one. The debate itself is what made this whole era so special. Because at the end of the day, the true winner was the sport of football. For one incredible generation, the world wasn't just gifted one